Mike here. Today I'll be walking you through a push workout, so that is chest, medial delts, and triceps. I'm not hitting front delts just because they get a lot of work from all the pressing and the flies on the chest movements. So first up, flat dumbbell bench. On these, it's super important to stay very tight right from the start. As I lay back on the bench, my entire body is tight. That creates stability, and if you're stable, you'll be stronger. You will also notice I never actually fully lock out throughout the entire set. I stop just a bit short of a full lockout, and that is just to keep constant tension on the chest throughout the entire set. Also, what I focus on when doing these is keeping my chest out and keeping my shoulders back, and I focus on pushing my upper back into the bench as I'm pushing the dumbbells away from me. Alright, moving on. Exercise number 2, we've got incline dumbbell bench, and basically everything I said for flat applies to incline. I'm keeping my chest out, trying to keep my shoulders back. I'm not fully locking out, just to keep constant tension on the chest. One of the main differences is I'm not really focused on pushing my upper back through the bench like I was on flat. Instead, I'm trying to use a little bit more leg drive, and I'm focusing on pushing my feet through the floor and away from me as I'm pressing the dumbbells up. Next chest exercise, we've got incline dumbbell fly. And you can see here, I don't even actually sit on the bench. I'm on my feet, and my back is much further up along the bench. I don't know what got me to try this one day, but I did, and it felt great, and I've stuck with it ever since. Similar to the presses on these, I am also focusing on keeping my chest out and my shoulders back. You don't want your shoulders all out in front and your chest caved in. Slight bend in the elbows throughout the movement, getting a nice deep stretch, and bringing the dumbbells back together at the top. Alright, last chest exercise, we've got cable flies. On these, I keep a slight bend in my elbows throughout the motion. I keep my chest out and my shoulders back. I'm focusing on using my chest to bring the handles together, and using a slow eccentric to bring the handles back to the starting position. On these, it's really important to make sure your shoulders aren't all out in front and your chest caved in. If you do this, you'll probably have a hard time feeling your chest working, and it just won't be very effective. Alright, moving on to medial delts, just one exercise. We're going to do a single arm cable lateral raise, and on these I keep a slight bend in the elbows throughout the motion, and I really focus on pushing out with the medial delts. I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to pull the weight up, but I think they should shift their focus and think of pushing out with their medial delts. Alright, last exercise, incline dumbbell skull crusher. As you can see here, I do something a little bit different. I don't even actually sit on the bench. I'm on my feet with my upper back much further up along the bench. I just do this to allow a greater range of motion. I can now bring the dumbbells all the way back behind my head without hitting the top of the bench. Also, just keep your elbows relatively still. Don't want to use too much momentum, and just focus on using the triceps to push the weight back up.